Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological site. We're going to be talking about the Sun square or opposition Saturn in a natal chart. Now, first off, what I want to state is some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart, and a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing is, well, if you have this aspect in your natal chart, the Sun square or opposition Saturn, well, there may be difficulty in terms of focusing, which is the Sun, on career-related matters, which is Saturn. You know, uh, if Saturn, is in Taurus, say, the career-related matters may be associated with, carpet laying, geology, architecture, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, banking, finance, working as a pawnbroker. As some examples, it could be where in your career you may simply just be someone that's very, persistent and has a lot of patience and perseverance. As some examples. Now, it also, too, as far as how this aspect may manifest in the natal chart, it may be hard to shine, so to speak, which is the Sun in business or executive endeavors, which is Saturn. Now, let's say, for example, if you have Saturn in Aquarius in your natal chart, those, business matters, maybe, associated. It could be with something with computers or electronics, meteorology, astrology, aviation, innovation, new technology, um, as some examples. And the thing is, having this aspect too may also be expressed in the social status, which is Saturn may have, more of an adverse effect on the ego, which is the Sun. If the Sun is in Leo, naturally that could be a very, large and prodigious ego. But the thing about this is, it doesn't necessarily mean, that the person will be at a low social status, or stature in life if they have this aspect. But what it could mean is that regardless whether the person, is a high or low or mid-level or mediocre social status, they may not be satisfied with it. And it may have, the negative or adverse effect on one's ego. It might be a situation where this person can't, do enough in terms of attaining, a social status or stature in life to satisfy the ego needs. Now, another thing about this aspect is that, father authority figures, older people, which is Saturn, may have more of a negative impact on one's life, which is the Sun, than most others. On average, if you have, say the Sun is in Pisces, that life may be one where you express, a lot of compassion, altruism, sacrifice. It could be where, your life may be about helping those less fortunate, including the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, the hungry. If the Saturn is in Gemini, say, it could be where the father, older people, authority figures, maybe Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people who simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people, that are, just very, mercurial, versatile, loquacious, communicative, multifaceted, but yet maybe contradictory. Maybe be people that, may be very, very changeable, very fickle. Um, so, as some examples, and the thing is, those people, older people, the father and authority figures may not be compatible with the basic fundamental character, which is the Sun. If the Sun is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, that basic fundamental character, may be one, that's, very, nurturing, caring, sympathetic, dedicated, devoted, tenacious, protective, and introverted, but yet could be moody and temperamental, as some examples. And thing about this aspect too is that the biological father in dominant males, which is the sun, maybe have some discord or disagreement, with the laborious work, that you do, which is Saturn. And say, if you have your Saturn in Leo in your natal chart as an example, that heavy, the work that you do that's laborious, maybe one, maybe tied in, to creativity. It might be connected with sports even, maybe associated, as far as working with children, cardiology, doing some, it could be some work that garners some kind of, notoriety and recognition. It could be doing some performing or acting or entertainment. Um, if Saturn is in Virgo, it might be, doing something, connected with health and fitness, or working in, some field that requires, you to be punctilious with details. If Saturn is in Scorpio, it could even be hard work, even with, refuge or trash, that could be, laborious, or even doing something, associated with forensics, or, some kind of detective work, as some examples. And the thing about this too is, having this aspect, there may be difficulty, finding the structure and discipline, which is Saturn, in matters that are associated with the physical body, which is the sun. The thing about this is, say if Gemini is involved in this aspect, it could be a lot of restlessness and difficulty in doing things with the physical body, because of this. If the thing is, you know, if you have, this aspect, it's really, something too where I would say another way this aspect could manifest is there could be difficulty in just doing, could be a conflict between, what you want to do in terms of your career in general and the life you want to live, the things you want to do. There can be, because you're talking about an aspect, that's in conflict, it's adversarial, and, the thing is, and even doing, hard work, which is Saturn, laborious efforts may have more of an adverse effect on the physical body, more so than most other people on average. And as far as this aspect goes, another way it could manifest, there may be difficulty as far as concentrating, which is Saturn, on whatever drives and motivates you, which is the sun. If the sun is in Capricorn, say, what drives and motivates you can simply be, the attainment of career ambitions, things connected with responsibility, attaining greater social status, stature in life, being successful, in business endeavors or something. It could be, doing something in a, Capricorn, related field, whether it's government or political work, or, something with, accounting, masonry, dentistry, even information technology as some examples. Now, another way this aspect may be expressed, there may be difficulty or lacking, there may be something where the person may lack confidence, which is the sun, in terms of attaining, their success, in their life, being successful at a certain, venture or endeavor. If Saturn is in Libra as an example, it could be, what the person may be trying to attain success in. It could be something associated with, the art or a legal field, or something that requires negotiation, arbitration. It could be acting, as well, even work with scales in some cases, or some field, so it could be even a sport associated with balance, such as tennis or gymnastics as some examples, and or interior, some kind of, again, something with the arts, something like interior decoration and design, fashion design as some examples. And also too, having this aspect, it may be harder in terms of taking action, which is the sun, in matters associated with your responsibilities. Say if Saturn is in Sagittarius, those responsibilities may be tied in, to publishing, advertising, printing press operation. It could be something that involves foreigners or foreign travel or higher education as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.